Hey everybody, Coach Scott here from RSB APEX PT. Today we're going to talk a little bit about power moves. Okay, so this is the course that I went to a couple weeks back, and I'm finally getting around to kind of explaining it, what it is, and also kind of giving you guys some resources to start incorporating it into your home exercise plan. Okay, so basically, power moves was developed by Dr. Becky Farley. She's in these pictures that you'll be getting, who was the original, basically she was the brainchild and started LSVT Big, okay, which I've been using for years effectively. I'm a fan of it. I think it works. I think it's great, but I think this is kind of the evolution of that. Same program, a lot of the same principles, but just made better in a lot of different ways. So it's not as standardized, it's more flexible in how you can customize it. It works on different body positions, but it's still based on that high amplitude movement. So basically, size and speed, getting your extremities moving, getting your trunk moving, okay? But what it does is it allows us to focus on what they call building blocks of function. So weight shifting, twisting or axial mobility, transitions or transfers, and anti-gravity extension. So we're looking at posture, all right? So if they take those four things and then give a move for each of those things, but then do it in a lot of different body positions. So you can see here on the top, and again, this is very small and you'll be getting this eventually, but it talks about posture, it talks about weight shifting, it talks about trunk rotation and transitions. And then it shows you how to do each of those positions for each of those movements or those building blocks in each position. So again, I know it's tiny, but this is on her stomach, on her back, and kind of quadruped or kneeling on all fours, sitting and standing. So it's great because there's just so much more to it. There's a lot more posture, a lot more trunk rotation, flexibility, some yoga. You can even see some more Tai Chi in there. But at the end of the day, you can still do the standing up exercises and still get that really, really good balance, high amplitude movement. And that's why I really like it. Like I said, it's just the evolution. The same principles, just kind of added a little bit more in here and there, and then made it more flexible. You can make these things so challenging, you can make them very easy. And that's another reason why I love it. And that's another reason that I recommend most individuals at some point come and do some one-on-one sessions with the power, because it's, again, very easy to do at home, and there's some very cheap and inexpensive ways to make it a lot more challenging at home. Kind of customize it to you, whether it's because of your back, whether it's because of dizziness, whether it's because of your posture, whether it's because you have a lot of stiffness in the shoulder, things like that. So awesome program. This week, the first week we give it to you, I'm going to give you guys the standing ones, which we've done a lot in class, but I'm going to give you the pictures of it. That way you have a resource at home to kind of go through and use when you're doing these at home. So we'll go through the power, the power up, the power rock, the power twist, and the power step. So you'll be getting this in the same email that this video accompanies, okay? So that's what we're doing this week. And then, like I said before, we'll go through and work on the stomach ones. We'll work on the back ones. We'll work on the ones when you're on all fours. A lot of people say, why are we doing floor exercises? A couple different reasons. One, I found it a lot easier to stretch when you're on the floor. You really get some good stretching, which could help us with our trunk rotation, protect our spine, get ourselves more flexible. Also, just work on rigidity, not that stiffness, that leg heaviness or that arm heaviness. Also, like they said at the course, if you can't balance on all fours on the ground, if you can't balance kneeling, how are you in the world would you expect to be having good balance when you're standing up, even further away from the ground, even less touching the ground? So a lot of good principles on why these things are effective and important. I know some of us don't love getting down to the ground all the time, and it's a hassle and such, but the idea is the more you do it, the more it's going to become easier. The more you do it, the more your back's going to loosen up. The more you do it, the stronger your arms are going to get. And it really makes a difference. I've been doing these, sporadically, either in class or in therapy or at home for the past 2 weeks or so, and I've already seen improvement with my back, feeling more flexible. I've seen improvement being able to stay in quadruped more and longer while I'm explaining exercises without getting as tired. So I think there's just a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of improvements that can be made by doing these exercises. I really, really believe in them. I think they are super effective, and I really think they can help everybody in some way. Again, whether it's stiffness, freezing of gait, posture, just balance. I mean, they can help everybody in some way. Okay, so we'll be taking each week to go through them and learn them and get them down effectively and safely. And again, obviously, if you have questions, you can let me know. So once we get them down in the sense of each position, we'll learn how to connect them. And that's where you can really get into make big improvements on getting up from the ground or getting out of a car or things that just become a little bit more slow and more challenging recently. And I'm looking forward to kind of having those elements into class as well. Okay, so I will be sending out this kind of basic information overview page along with the standing ones with this video today. And we're going to start doing those in class again this week. And if you have any questions, let me know. Sound good? All right, so let's have a good week. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Reach your apex. Fight back.